Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Pearl Davis is the self-styled anti-feminist influencer who's creating major buzz online with a contrarian view. She's appeared in a couple of debates on this show. It's called Uncensored after all. We welcome any honestly held opinions. But this week, she's facing a major backlash for posting a song titled Why Can't We Talk About the Jews, which she dedicated to far-right commentator Nick Fuentes before later deleting it.
Why can't we talk about them without getting kicked off of YouTube? Now, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I kinda wanna know why. Now there's all these conspiracy theories, and the more they talk, I think maybe they're right. But I can't even listen to the convo.
Well, Pearl joins me now, along with the New York author and founder of End Jew Hatred, Brooke Goldstein, over in the States. All right, Pearl, you've come on the show a couple of times, right? We've had some spirited debates about feminism and stuff like that, and I thought you've made some good points, and it's got lots of traction. Then I wake up the other day and I see this thing that's trending involving you doing this song. And
So I saw this posted yesterday, I believe. I just didn't watch the video, so this is the first time watching it. But I saw she did post on Twitter because he said it was dedicated to Nick Fuentes, and in the song she never mentioned Nick Fuentes. So you can already see there's an agenda going into this. But yeah,
I couldn't really believe what I was watching. I didn't know why did you find it funny?
Huh?
Did you find it funny? I mean, you know the backlash to it. I mean, you deleted it. You obviously thought you shouldn't have posted it. Why did you do that? Genuine question.
I mean, the point was more about cancel culture and people getting kicked off of social media if you finish the song. It was more about, like, you can't talk about this topic without being canceled by the left and the right. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. It was kind of just like tongue-in-cheek. I didn't really expect it to get that crazy. It wasn't dedicated to anyone. I don't know why they say that, but that's not true.
I mean, Nick Fuentes is a white supremacist. He's a Holocaust denier. He said afterwards that you had dropped a diss track on the Jews, which he clearly took to be something which was, you know, mocking Jewish people, talking about, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why. What do you want to know why?
Well, it was more like, why can't we talk about it? It wasn't like
you talked about the more
the
conspiracy theories you've heard about Hitler and the Holocaust, presumably.
I'm a fan of conspiracy theory. Like, you know, people think I'm part of the CIA. There's a whole conspiracy thing online. And, you know, I'm not for, like, silencing it either way. The point of the song isn't, like, I really have an opinion on the matter. It's more, I don't think we should ban people off of social media. So far,
which makes sense.
That I don't even, like, I think it should be illegal to ban anybody off of social media unless they're inciting violence. That was the point of the song. I'm not really, it was more like tongue-in-cheek.
But just to be clear, what are the conspiracy theories surrounding Hitler, which you feel, the more you hear them, the more you're interested in them?
Well, I don't know, because I can't hear them.
Huh?
I don't
you know the
because
ones that Nick Fuentes.
Well, I wasn't even talking about Nick. I was thinking of Ye, to be honest. I don't know why they put that Nick was the inspiration for that song. I was thinking of Ye.
You are aware of the big backlash to this and the deep upset from the Jewish community.
I certainly am now. I just posted that song and I woke up and I was like, article. I was like, golly.
Right, but are you sorry?
Crazy.
Jeez, they work quick.
You know, I think that, like, my whole point was that
Pearl really needs to work on. You've been on Piers Morgan about 3-4 times. You really need to work on your speaking when you go on the show. It's a simple question. What did he say? Do you apologize for what you did? What is there to apologize for? It's not like she said anything towards the Jewish people or whatever. If that was me, I would say there's nothing to apologize for. What should I apologize for? I never said anything bad about people. It was just an inquisitive song that I made. That's what I would have said. I don't know. It's not really a hard question, but she really gets flustered in simple questions, to be honest with you. And it was a simple question to answer.
That cancel culture is wrong. I am not speaking one way or the other about the issues. My question is, Why are we canceled for talking about certain topics?
So you would allow Holocaust deniers to have space on social media to promote Holocaust denial to millions of people? You have 2 million people who subscribe to your YouTube, right? That's a big audience of people.
I'm not at 2 million yet. I'd like to be.
Right, but you have a lot of people that follow you on various social media platforms.
Yeah.
You put a video like that up, and there are going to be some impressionable young minds going, hang on, what's Pearl saying? Adolf Hitler? Not saying he's a good guy, but I want to know why. The more conspiracies theories I hear, the more I have to think about it.
But
I took that to mean...
Doesn't really mean anything. What that would get people to do would just go and search up and study it for themselves to see what the situation actually was. I'm not too familiar in terms of what happened in the Holocaust and things like that. But all that would do is just make people more inquisitive. So I personally don't see what the issue is with questioning that specific thing. But
to mean that you agree with Fuentes and people like that.
Why did you cut off the end of the song? I said, but we can't even have the conversation.
What is the conversation you want to have?
Without being canceled by the left and the right.
But what
the point is any speech.
No,
I
Pearl,
think
it's not any
speech.
It's not any speech. What is the conversation about Hitler and conspiracy theories and the Holocaust that you want to have?
I don't want to have any conversation. My lane is feminism. That's what
you're singing about Adolf Hitler.
Can I finish?
Yeah, but you are singing about Hitler.
Okay.
So you do want to have that conversation.
I want anybody that wants to speak on social media to be able to speak about what they want to talk about,
including Holocaust
without
denial.
getting banned. Whatever they want to talk about.
Including Holocaust denial.
If they want to talk about that, as long as they're not inciting violence, I think people.
Of course they're inciting violence. They're inciting a hatred of Jewish people.
Social media is the new town square, right? You used to be able to go and say your opinions in the town square. Now we have corporations censoring what can and cannot be said. And I think that's wrong. I think that should be illegal.
Well, let me bring in Brooke, who's been listening to this. Brooke, I don't think Pearl quite understands why the wording of this song, which she deleted, to be clear, so obviously realised this had not played out maybe the way she hoped.
That's the problem with Pearl. You need to stop posting things, and then when everyone starts coming against you, you start deleting it. It makes it even look worse. You post it and then delete it. You did the same thing with the Nick Fuentes interview. You posted it and you got backlash, and then you deleted it, and then you posted it again. It makes you look worse when you post something and then you delete it. It just shows you have no integrity, to be honest with you, and you make yourself look worse. Everyone has seen it now, but now they've seen that you've also deleted it, so it's not a good look.
The offence is caused to the Jewish community. Why was it so offensive?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on and for highlighting this issue. Not necessarily highlighting Pearl, but highlighting the issue that what you pointed out is that we're really facing a crisis of societal conscience, where someone like Pearl, who engages in hate speech, and actually the irony is she's complaining about being canceled, and yet she's on your platform. She has millions of viewers on the internet and on social media, and she's complaining about being canceled. The crisis is that this is what is profitable now. This clickbait, this type of racial incitement is profitable on the internet. And you know, I'm sitting here, I'm listening to Pearl.
Okay, maybe it's just me, or the people watching, everyone watching. I need some comments down below because I'm getting confused. People are saying she's inciting, well, Piers is saying she's inciting violence, and then this one is saying it's a racial incitement. I'm confused. I can't see where the racial incitement was from that song that they just posted it. All I saw was someone who's saying, why can't we ask questions about certain things, and why can't we have a conversation about certain things? That's all I saw. I don't see the racial, the incitement of whatever it was that both of them are saying, but hey, I don't know, but you guys should help me down below unless I'm missing something.
I don't know if she's just plain stupid or she's actually quite intelligent and knows that what she's doing is so sensational that it's going to make her a lot of money. But I want to say one thing. Pearl will disappear. She will disappear like many others before her, because this is something that's just a moment in time. She's like a train wreck. It's like a car crash. You know, for example, you know you shouldn't be looking at it, but you can't take your eyes off it. But I want to make one more point. I think it's so important, especially on this platform. Hatred is taught, Nobody is born like this. And I talk about it a lot in my book about the dangers of hate education. And it's not something that we can debate, that we can engage in a rational argument with. You can see what her opinions are. She thinks women shouldn't vote, women shouldn't have the right to divorce. She thinks that women shouldn't be able to work. She says these
I didn't say
crazy
that.
things
Now you're putting words
about
in my
Hitler.
mouth.
But there's
Now you're
no
putting words in my
rational,
mouth.
please don't interrupt. There's no rational argument with someone like this. And this is a mistake that my community makes, the Jewish community, very often, that they think they can bring facts to the table, that they can debate somebody like Pearl and it's, you're going to get somewhere. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get somewhere only by shedding the light on this type of bigotry to expose someone like her.
Let me
just the crazy person that she is.
All right, bro. Let me go back to Pearl. Pearl, let me just offer you some advice, right? Because I don't think you're stupid. And in the 2 appearances you've made previously on this program, I thought it was interesting. It was controversial in some ways, but actually a lot of people would have agreed with some of the things you were saying. There's no question about that. But you seem to know where the line was. Someone like Nick Fuentes doesn't know where the line is. Someone like Kanye West, who I interviewed after he went on some weird anti-Semitic trope nonsense. Kanye's been wiped out by what he did, by what he said about the Jewish people, because there are certain things where I am absolutely in support of the concept of free speech, right? But you can't go around telling Jewish people the Holocaust didn't happen as Fuentes. And people like...
I'm really baffled. And this is what I sometimes don't like about people putting words in her mouth. From that song, as I've said, I did not hear her say where the Holocaust didn't happen. I'm sure she did not say that in the song that you guys posted. So I don't know why they keep saying she's saying that the Holocaust didn't happen when that's not what she even said. From what I saw in the song, it was a case of questioning things, or why can't we comment on certain things is what the song seemed to be talking about. But yeah, as I said, if you guys heard different, please put it in the comment section because I am confused.
Fuentes does say things like that.
But I'm not him. So you're bringing me up. So it's like...
No, but when you sing a song, and you talk about Hitler,
who determines what the line is, Piers?
Well, I'm asking
who determines? Do you get to determine it?
No, I'm asking,
Does she get to determine
I'm asking you
Who gets to determine what the line is?
I'm asking you to work out in your head.
I'm saying the
you're
line...
not a stupid person.
The line...
When you say, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why... Right, when you talk about the more conspiracy theories about him I hear, the more I'm like, well, that's interesting. I'm just like agog that even now you don't seem to really grasp why singing that and releasing it to millions of people is incredibly offensive to Jewish people.
I think at the end of the day, Piers, I don't think it's for you to determine what speech should be allowed and not allowed.
No, what about you determining? Why did you delete it?
Why did I delete it?
Yeah.
Because it was just a headache, Piers.
Shouldn't have deleted it.
I just think
deleted it.
It's like, it's not the hill I'm trying to die on.
Right, but why did you choose that
hill
to
to
die on?
I didn't choose this hill to die on.
You did. You released the video.
I also released 10 different videos about 10 different other topics
but they're not talking about Adolf Hitler, are they?
Are we not allowed to talk about him?
You can talk about Hitler right to the point you say the more conspiracy theories I hear about him.
I think that anyone should be allowed to speak about any conspiracy theory on social media. That is my point. It's not about Hitler. It's not about the Holocaust.
If you really believe what you did wasn't wrong, you wouldn't have deleted it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Shouldn't have deleted it, though.
Don't you think?
It's true. It's just stupid that you
deleted
deleted it.
Go on, bro.
If I may just say one thing, as an attorney, I have to say that I do agree with her, that I am a free speech purist. I think that even bigotry should be able to be spoken in the public sphere. But the problem of cancel culture is not against anti-Jewish speech. I think that's very clear. We see the scourge of anti-Semitism and Jew hatred rising on the internet. The problem is that there's no consequences for it, and the way that private companies
How are there no consequences for it?
canceling is they're going after pro-Jewish speech. They're going after pro-Israel speech. I can't tell you how many times I'm contacted by people, and often my own clients, who are shut down on social media for saying anything positive about Jewish people, about Judaism, or about Israel. Yet these social media companies are unequally applying their own standards. And, you know, while they're, for example, shutting down COVID deniers, they are allowing Holocaust denial speech. They are allowing people like Pearl to spew her hatred. So if we are really free speech purists, and that's what we are saying that companies should do, they should allow all speech.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, I would just say this to you, Pearl.
Unless it's incitement to immediate violence.
Right, I would say this to you, Pearl.
So we agree.
No,
Wow.
Pearl, I would say this to you in conclusion.
We're all on the same team now.
In conclusion, look, you deleted this, so you clearly felt bad about what you'd put up.
Very stupid decision to delete it.
You accept that?
No.
You don't accept it?
I just, you know, it's kind of a headache. I was like, well, it just seems like a lot of headache to me.
Right, or did you realise actually in that moment, from the visceral reaction from the Jewish community, you crossed a line that you yourself should have worked out was there?
Look, at the end of the day, Piers, the song was about freedom of speech. It wasn't one way or the other. The song was about why can't we have these conversations on social media, and why do I keep getting...
About why Hitler may be a good guy.
And why do I keep seeing people get banned on social media? My point is, I don't think there should be a line unless you're inciting violence.
Here's a line.
Piers, would we agree on that?
Listen,
yes or no? Yes or no? Will we agree?
She doesn't go answer. He's not going to answer.
You haven't answered my question.
Okay.
I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why. I want to know why what?
We can't have the conversation without being canceled by the left and the right. I just don't understand why you guys added. You guys cut out the end of the song.
Pearl,
you did 75. Okay.
The conversation about whether Hitler was a good guy. You want to have that conversation?
I think that
he murdered 12 million people,
my whole
including
point,
6 million Jewish people in the Holocaust.
My whole point is we should be able to have that conversation.
But whether he's a good guy?
Yes, because it
never
causes
lets
more
anyone finish.
commotion when you're starting to censor people.
I don't agree.
Like, I think that's wrong. I think it's
agree.
wrong to censor anybody.
Well, you know what? You can have that conversation. You had that conversation. You posted it. You haven't been cancelled. I've had you on the show because I thought you might, with time, to think about this, regret what you did, because you can clearly, you're not stupid. You do understand the offence it caused. And wanting to have the right to debate whether Hitler's a good guy is just cretinous.
No, I want anybody to be able to speak on any platform. That was the point of the song.
All right. Let's leave it
Can
there.
I point out a nuance here?
I've got Brooke, I'm sorry. I'm afraid we've run out of time, but thank you for coming on the programme. I greatly appreciate it. And Pearl, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
That was a very interesting conversation. It seemed like a lot of words were put into Pearl's mouth. Although I do believe if you post something, don't delete it when backlash starts coming towards your way. You should have kept it up. Don't delete it now. Now everyone just sees when you post something and you get backlash from something, you delete it, and you've done it previously. When you get a lot of backlash, you delete it. And it just shows that there's no integrity there if that's how you move. But anyway, that was another video, another reaction. As I usually say, if you enjoyed the video, like the video as much as possible, comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at YinkaThatGuy, and I am out.